Hi everybody, Christine Bertram coming to you live from the mini crafting hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. That is a mouthful. So yay, we made it. Oh man, I'm excited to be here with you tonight. And this is going to be not the first, but it's going to be the start of more lives from up here because currently we are double dipping on classes tonight. If you looked at the paper calendar, you'll see that Kelly's teaching class tonight right now. She started at 5:30 teaching ink, paper, scissors, cute as a bug. And I was down there helping her get, I guess you could say, her feet wet because her first class last month was with Diane's help. Well, Diane is off gallivanting with her family down in Destin, Florida. And so Kelly was by herself. And so I helped her get stuff situated. So that's good, so that she wasn't off and floundering. And before that, Tyler's like, can you make some sourdough babies for me? And at like 2 minutes to 6, I snuck in making a couple sourdough babies. He wants to make some sourdough bread tonight. So, does it look like I'm a little bit exhausted? Maybe, but we're here and we have class, and hopefully we don't have issues with the buffering. I had this new tablet. We got to experience it for me firsthand for the showcase that we did at 2:30 this afternoon, and I think it went really good. And I heard people on the back end saying they didn't have buffering, so it very well could have been that my tablet is 6 years, the previous one was 6 years old, and it doesn't like the new, so it's old technology, and it doesn't like the new technology with the Switcher Studio app. So we'll see. So yeah, we're not necessarily fighting over stamps, but we were fighting over ink pads. Not really fighting, but she wanted, I pulled all my stuff from downstairs versus pulling from up here. And so I have to learn that I should just pull my stuff from up here, because then she doesn't have to be missing it down there for her class. But she's got a room full of 8 lovely ladies, and they're all cutting paper and assembling those cute bug cards. So we did sell out of that class, but we are making more. I have at least 8 people on the wait list for it, and I think I'm going to prep for 12, because I'm sure that when people, I didn't even really email about it until last week because I knew we were kind of close, but we're so over that basically at this point we included this class in the May pre-registrations, because the ribbon and the gems don't come until later in April. So we're going to plan for this class to be available starting in May again with the May shipment. So she's got them down there working on that. Today we're going to work on the Easter Joy cards, and they are going to be pretty cute. So let me just make sure I'm live. Yep, it shows I'm live. Okay, I got my, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I got my computer back there. So that's my little office. Which way do I got to go to do this? So that's my little office back there. I have officially kind of moved into it. Yeah, I had to get it cleaned up first. It was full of stuff. Like you guys know, the kitchen table collects everything, or the steps collect everything. That area back there collected everything, and I finally went through it earlier in the week. So we have a whole bunch of you live with me. Don't forget, please, to give me the thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. I like to enjoy sharing. I like to share being creative with you. I enjoy doing that. And so when you subscribe to my news feed or the channel or my Facebook page, it helps me show up faster for you when we go live. So Jane asked, is it 10 more minutes? I don't know. I was 6 minutes tardy. So who knows, you guys? Always things come up. So I always have this buffer in my head that as long as I'm live within 5 to I try not to be but it's very rare that you'll catch me 5 or 10 minutes early. But especially with Kelly teaching class, had I didn't have that come up, I would have been here on time. But I thought it was more important to leave her having a good experience with 8 people versus having her feel like she never wants to teach class again, because that wouldn't be good. So yeah, so I don't know, Jane, when you said, is it 10 more minutes? I'm not certain at what point you asked that, but we're here now, and that's all that matters. Hi, Doris Munson from Iowa. And let's see here on time for a change. Oh, Mimi Henley's on time. Or Mimi Howenstein, that's Mimi Howenstein. You're on time, yay. And Shane says she's usually the one who's late. Yeah, well, you're in the same band, you're in the same wagon that I'm in. So, All right, there's Karen Wetstein again. Hi, Aunt Patty. Oh, I have a little honeysuckle down there. There's Connie Moore. So the cats got kicked out of the she shed because Becky is allergic to cats. And so they are not allowed in the she shed when somebody is allergic. And as long as the cats aren't in there, she's good. So we kicked them out. You really... Connie says that I ruined her budget for April. I am so sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry, I guess is what you could say. I don't know how it all happened, but it is the biggest showcase, I think, of all time. I don't know why or why we did that to ourselves, but we're managing it very well. We've already got, I have a list. I had a list. I don't know where I put it. It might be downstairs. I had a list. I listed out all of the classes so that we could see what we have for kitting. We've already got 4 classes kitted out of the 12. And by tomorrow, we'll have 2 more done. And that means we're half done with classes for kitting. So we're making good progress. By next week, we should be pretty much caught up for kitting, which is pretty phenomenal with all that. The best helpers in the whole wide world, you guys. I do. And Karen said that does happen occasionally. Hi, Lynn Beasley. So who else is here? Debbie Gast. And there's Shannon. Hi, Randy. And Rose Garibaldi. Donna's here. Hi, Sherry Ott. There's Maria Gilbertson twice today. Yay. And then, hey, there's Marie from Canada. Yay. You're getting icy rain. We had regular rain this afternoon and this morning, but not too crazy. All right. Hi, Hope. And there's Nancy Mole. And there's Shirley Natali. Hi, Peggy Franks and Faye Gobby's with us. Yay. Okay. Hello, sweethearts. Yes, she's calling you my sweetheart. She can be a sweetheart when she wants to be, but otherwise she sometimes just is like the naughty word that is the same as poo, right? Like her poop. Like she's a she that. That's what we call her sometimes because she can be like that. All right. We have a great class. I'll get started. Whoa, my little phone stand. I need to get my other one. So we'll get started in a moment. I do want to share with you when I finished the showcase, we had some people that had some disconnects or confusions and said they needed access to the form, and I was so confused why people would need access to the form. What happened was there were about 6 people that tried to fill out the March class registration form. We figured out that we always have to close last month's registration form. Otherwise, it could be 2 months and we go back and look at it and we found that people were registering for classes on old forms, and I don't have the bandwidth to manage old forms. So every month we have a new registration form. It's not March. So I get now why people were saying, oh, I needed to get access. I saw 6 people that had requested access for the March one, and I will deny it all day long because I really want people to work in the April form, right? So I had Kelly Gibson look at it. I called her right away because I knew she was there. So I had Kelly test it out for me, and it looks like she said it was good to go. It got her to go through. So I just want to remind everybody that you can register for April classes now. The QR code here is one way. The other option is by going into YouTube. And YouTube, like this, if we go to the showcase that we just had earlier and you click on the form right there, it should take you right into the April registration form, and you can go through it. I added it back in the but I put in the in-color retirement class. I added the box option for the May pumpkin, and I added in the wait list for the cute as a bug. Okay, so those are some things that I got done. So I took it out and then I put it back in after I made those changes. The other place that you can is under the resources tab. The first announcement at the top right here says the April class showcase was today, and you can watch it by clicking here. So easy way to find it. And then the other thing is you can fill out the registration form by clicking here. Okay, so 2 really easy spots to find it. Right underneath here, you guys, for today's date, I have the Easter Joy Sweet Class PDF was emailed to attendees and added to the Inspiration Hive. Yay to Jolene and Karen Wetstein for helping us get that done. I emailed it as soon as I got home from my foot appointment. I think I got home around 12:30 and I had it emailed out by 1 o'clock. So the PDF is out in your inbox. If I miss sending it to you and you need it, just let me know. I just copy and paste everybody who's registered for class and make sure I get you an email with the PDF. So yay. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see here. Is that honey? It is Shirley Natalie. It is honey. That was honey. She loves it up here. She probably wants to play mousy, but I'm committed to you guys right now. So Mimi said she thought she paid for March Alton, but I checked Venmo and I paid for Cute as a Bug story. Sorry. So Mimi, we'll have to just connect because I don't know if you want Cute as a Bug or if you want the March altered and edited. I need to figure out first what you wanted and then what we need to fix and change or alter or edit. But at this moment, I don't think nobody has sent me money for the March altered and edited kits yet because we really hadn't started that process of collecting money for that. So if you sent money for Cute as a Bug, then I just need to know if you want Cute as a Bug or if you really wanted that money to go towards the others. So we'll get it up. Do you know if the Pretty in Pink ink refill will come back in stock? So here's how I would tell you how I would know. I would go to the online store, and if it says that it's still there, then it should be coming back. So here, let me flip down so I can show you. In the online store, if you go to Pretty in Pink and see what comes up. Wow, there's more than I thought. Okay. I thought it would be, wow. Well, I thought Pretty is so crazy. I thought that the cardstock in pink, let's put refill. I feel like it's early, but it's not too early. Wow, look at that. It's not even there either. What's the item number? Let's see here. So we can figure that out. We have the in color collections right here in the front of our Beekeeper's Guide. Pretty in Pink ink refill is 163816. 163816. No. That means to me that it's done. So I'm sad to say that, Nancy Mole, like when you put the item number in and it comes up like this, that means it's gone, right? Where if something is out of stock, I'm trying to think of something that's out of stock. There's things out of stock. Hang on, let me think what they are. What's something? The lovely and beautiful paper. So let's put in beautiful. And, oh, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of things that are beautiful as well. So when things are, so it's so crazy. When things are out of stock, they don't put them at the top either. Like, it's so crazy that they put them as some of the last things. Not that one. You guys know it when I'm looking for that lovely and beautiful paper. This one right here. They put the unavailable things way on the back end. This right here, so you can see it says currently unavailable. When it says currently unavailable, that means it's coming back. And if you want to know when it's coming back, you could put in your email address here. But my guess to answer your question, Nancy, is no. My guess is that it's gone. So I want to be notified when that DSP comes back in. So if it says unavailable, that means it's coming back in and that they'll tell you. And if it says it's not there, then it's not there. It's not coming back. So that is going to happen. As you guys, we get to the end of the catalog, things are going to be gone and they are just not going to order more of them. So it doesn't sometimes their MOQs or minimum order quantities are thousands, and it doesn't make sense for them to order 5 or 8 or 2, whatever it is, 1,000 more to have only like 10 or 20 or 100 people want them. So they'll just end the item. So, oh yeah, I don't have to flip that down. So let's just do roll call really quick. I have my book in front of me. Yay. No, she says no. I know, I think I have one bottle. I think I still have my Pretty in Pink ink refill from 10 years ago or 8 years ago when it was an in color, or I feel like Pretty in Pink was a color from the past that became current again, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm feeling. I need this Easter kit. I'm so sorry. We'll have to wait for the replay. Okay, so creatively challenged. Oh gosh, is it Yvette or is it Trisha? It's Yvette. Okay. I can never remember. So when YouTube changed that it doesn't say your names anymore, it's really hard for me to always remember. But Yvette Lopez, I believe that's you. So Yvette, if that is you, just say yes, it's me. And I have, guess what for you? I kitted up another set of the Made with Love Sweet Bundle class from January because you had wanted it. I didn't tell you this yet, but I have one for you. So I could, look at that twitchy tail. Look at that twitchy tail. Twitchy tail, twitchy tail. So I would have a Made with Love for you, and I would have the Easter basket for you, and we could add them. Yeah, Yvette, okay. I have both, perfect. I have the Made with Love for you from January if you still want it, and then I'll have the Easter basket, and we could add them to your April package if that works for you. So, yay. All right. Here's little honey. I don't know. Look at her. She's like, I'm going to sit right on your book, Mom, so that you can't do roll call. Right? Nope. Let's not go up there. Okay. So, you guys, there's our little honey nugget. Okay. So, we'll add, well, perfect. I'm so glad you want it. So, we'll add Yvette to roll call for tonight. I like to do roll call for a couple reasons, and you guys hear this over and over, but thank you to everybody who registered for this class. I greatly appreciate your support of my small business. Because of you taking classes with me, it allows us to keep doing this, right? So I have 47 people that are on the class list at the moment. And if I don't say your name and you think your name should be on here, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. We discovered this week that I missed Linda Hunt and I missed Mary Carls from getting their classes for March, which was on me. So if I've missed anybody else, I don't know what I don't know until I know it, right? So that's one reason. And the other is that I just like to call out your name and say thank you and make sure I didn't miss anybody. So first on our list, we have Miss Karen Wetstein, and then we have Christine Mansell, Rosalind Begay, Frances Rodriguez, Sherry Ott, Sarah Merchant, Aunt Patty Bischoff. I said that crazy. Aunt Pat She Bischoff. When I put Patty in there, that really confused me. Aunt Patty She Bischoff, Debbie Stone, Rose Garibaldi, Annette Rollin, Barbara Rudolph, Brenda Cottrell, Bridget Rowe, Carmen Melendez, Sherry Martin, Denise Cooper, Donna Grushke, Faye Gabi, Jeannie Gertis, Julie Bontranger, Karen Woods, Kelly Gibson, Lori Baxter, Mary Jo Stoll, Fancy Nancy Billets, Pat Smothers, Patty Wright, Feline Mays, Phyllis Oderman, Sandy Coy Emery, Susan Bellamy, Susan Devine, Susan Wormley, Trisha Fagley, Doris Munson, Stacy Tan, Kathleen Ketterman, Sue Esworthy, Lynn Beasley, Vicki Rodriguez, Rosie Prouty, Rita Steffi, Dar McCarthy, Margie Asui, Linda Hunt, and Yvette Lopez. Yay. Wonderful. So if anybody would like to take this class, I have oodles of this class kitted and ready to go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21 to be exact, which is a lot to have left over. But what happens with this past class, or I should say with this class, is it becomes a past class, and I'll have it listed. So if anybody's ever wanting an Easter class in the future and you want to get this one, it will be listed in the resources section on my website under past classes, and I'll be showing it off as I do past class showcases. So I will do a drawing at the end of class. The drawing, you guys, I say it like that on purpose. So we had quite a few people who did place orders to get this class for free. So what I'm going to do is at the end of class, I'll put a number next to everybody's name, and we'll do a drawing to figure out. There's 8, 9, 10 people that will put in for the drawing to get it. So, and a whole bunch of you guys are here. Yay. And Honey's making herself at home on my other chair over there, which is good. So, all right, let's show you the schedules here. Let's show you the cards, what we're going to do tonight. So we have the Easter. So there's Easter basket. So that sheet goes like that. So the Easter basket dies are what I have in this case. And then the Easter basket stamp set looks like this. So there's a matching dies that go with some of the focal images and sentiments. The basket is adorable. Susan Warmley has made a bunch of cute cards with this. I know she did them for a swap that I had. The suite has a bunch of things in it. So if we go to the suite section in the Beekeeper's Guide, right here we've got the Easter Joy suite. It comes with, if you get the whole suite, it has the stamp set and the dies. It has this blue ribbon, and we actually used that blue ribbon on one of the cards right there. Oh my gosh, I don't have my card kits up here. Oh, I have to phone a friend, you guys. Oh my goodness. Little Chris will run them up to me. She's got class tonight. So it's got the embellishments, and then it's got some specialty paper that's called Pleasant Patterns Specialty Paper, and then all of the different DSP sheets. I'm phoning a friend. I left my 4 card kits in my drawer underneath where the cardstock is in the file cabinet. Could you maybe run them up to me, or ask somebody else if you don't want to? If you could see if somebody would. Thank you. No, they're in the drawer underneath, like where all the cardstock is. Yeah, and it should say Easter Joy on them, okay? Bye, thanks. Okay, nice thing is that I have people down there that can help me. So while Chris is running the cards up to me, my kits, I'm going to show you what we have in store for you next month. Next month's suite class is called Nature Walk, and it features Nature Symphony stamp set. And these are the 4 cards. So instead of showing these off later on tonight, I'll show them off to you now so that you can get an idea for the suite class for next month. Very die cutting heavy, so all of that will be done for you thanks to my helpers. They are the best. They're better than all the rest. So that's what we got. And da-da-da, I hear Chris working her way up.
I wasn't going to answer my phone either.
And then you saw it was me calling? Karen Forward's earthen paper is on the steps going down. If you want to take it down to her, that would be awesome.
Sure.
Right there, you see it. Yep. Thank you, Chris. Yep. I appreciate it. All right, so you guys, this is your golden ticket. It says Easter Joy. And then for some of you, just know, we had a little boo-boo. Kelly accidentally put the sweet bundle date for February on the Easter Joy ticket, and then she did the reverse for February. She had 3/26. So instead of reprinting all the golden tickets for both classes, we just figured we'd handwrite the new date on there, or the correct date. And then what happened is somebody like maybe Margie Asui, I forgot to cross it off and redo the date. So she was confused because it said 2/9 and it wasn't 2/9, it's actually tonight. So she didn't miss class, she was on time. But in case I forgot to update the date on your golden ticket, just know that Easter Joy, this sweet class is today, March 26th, in case you're looking for it in the future. Now, you can see here when I flip this over that there's a piece of green paper back here. It's Shy Shamrock, actually. And I was doing the in-person class for this on March 7th. It was a Saturday. And the girls were working on their cards, and they got to this card last, and they were putting it together, this one right here. They were putting this card together, and they said to me, hey, is this card supposed to have some Shy Shamrock paper in the kit? And I'm like, oh, we forgot to put it in there. You gotta be kidding me. Like, really? We did that? Yes, we did that. So we're sitting in class, and I was just so amazed that Mom and I and Diane got everybody's packages. They were all in my car. Like, we got them done Friday at like 5:45. And instead of rushing over to the UPS store and to the post office, I held back and I said, you know what? I've gotten better results not rushing to take the stuff and drop it off right away, because it's inevitable that somebody calls me and says, hey, you got the wrong address, it changed to this, or you, just something, right? So I thought, I'm going to take them after I'm done with class on Saturday. And so lo and behold, what happened is Molly was like, oh, should there be a green piece in here? I'm like, yeah, there should be. And I said, oh, I have everybody's kits in my car, sealed up, ready to go. And Shy Shamrock's a special color, right? Not everybody has it because it's an in color. And she saw the look in my face of like that she knew I had a lot of work ahead of me, because the first thing I thought is, I am not sending out all these packages with everybody missing a piece of paper, knowing that everybody missing a piece of paper, because it happens, but I don't like when it happens. I absolutely hate when it happens. And as many eyes look at the card, we still miss putting a piece of paper in. And so she's like, well, I don't have anything going on after I'm done with class. Do you want me to stay after and help you with it? I'm like, oh, thank you. And so she did. We went and I cut as many pieces as I needed, and we found everybody's package. And so what happened, you guys, is instead of opening up every envelope, what we did is we just slid the green piece in the back so it was with the right card kit. And what happens is it's actually the back one anyway. So when you open up this card kit, that is actually where the green piece goes. And Karen Wetstein, I tried to give you that piece 3 times or 2 times, and you kept sending it back to me. It was really funny. But that's what happened. So thank goodness Molly figured that out, and we were able to add it. So if you guys look like you had your packages and they were manhandled, like opened up and then retaped and shut like Freddy Krueger got in there, it's because I did go in there and I cut them all open and then we retaped them and we got everything square. And I don't think we missed any. I'm crossing my fingers, okay? Oh, but that was a rigmarole. Okay, so that's the story on the green paper. We got our golden ticket talked about. You guys, I have little pieces on mine because they always give me the special weird things. And then on top of here, you're going to have a piece of white. The white is for you to stamp a bunny and a carrot and a bunny. Now, I've shorted you white paper in the past accidentally. So just know that I try to make it up in future classes, especially for people who consistently take classes from me. You only need a small section of this paper, so you'll have an extra piece that you can always set aside for if you needed it from a past class or a future class from me. So you definitely have extra paper, so no worries there. So let's go ahead and we're going to stamp all of our stuff first on the piece of paper. I think that'll be a good thing to start with. So you're going to need some pecan pie ink, and we're also going to use crumb cake. Like that one uses crumb cake, and then these 2 are pecan. And in that stamp set, there are 2 different types of bunnies. There's this floppy-eared bunny, and then there's a better-eared bunny. So, there, this, and this. So here's our I guess he's got a floppy ear too. But this one is in crumb cake. So we'll do this guy first in crumb cake. Okay, so that's it for that. Right? We'll come back to the crumb cake when we have to stamp. Oh, no, that's it, I think, maybe for now. Okay. Then we need our pecan pie. And let's see what I got for a chamois here. We got to clean him in the middle. And we will do a pecan pie bunny. And then we need the floppy ear bunny. And he fits right in there. And then you also need a carrot. I carrot see you. I have no idea. That wasn't a joke really, but aren't you glad I said it? All right, look at that. So you really have half of that left over for sometime if you need a scrap of basic white, you can use that. There's definitely enough there for you to salvage that. Definitely don't throw that away. And what I'm going to do is take my scissors, cut that off, save that, right? Put that somewhere special. Don't throw that away. It's a good piece of paper. But I like to rough cut these apart so that they're easy to navigate on the die cutting machine. Right, so we've got those. So we'll come back to these when the time comes. But you know what we could do, just because we got all our markers here, I used a pretty in pink, a light pretty in pink, to do the nose and their ears. Okay, so there's a little bit of coloring you can do right off the bat. And this guy has one over here, and then his nose as well. And then the carrot, I have Shy Shamrock for a blend because that matches the cardstock nicely. It's a light Shy Shamrock. Oh man, I thought for a minute there, did I color this right? And then there's a tiger or pumpkin. I grabbed peach pie here. Now peach pie is a little bit lighter, but if you have it, it makes for a cute carrot. And the thing with blends, if you have it and it's too light, like let's say you don't like it that light, give it a second, and then what you can do is go back over the top and give it one more coat, and then it's a little bit darker. So these guys, he'll go there, he goes there, this one goes here with the carrot. We got to do a little die cutting, but that's good for now. So let's grab our first kit and see which one we ended up with. Okay, So, again, my mom wrote my name on here for some odd reason. We'll find out when we open it up to see if it really is something big or not. Ooh, look at that, you guys. Okay, so the card kit, we've been trying to do this. Christine, I have a question about the alternate edit. You don't have an option for no box. I would like to take this class, but I don't need the pumpkin no box. Okay, Donna, are you talking about the April one or the May one? And if you tell me that, I can maybe go into here and see if I can alter this and give you the right option so you can finish your form. So you are asking about the altered and edited pumpkin, but I'm wondering if you're talking about this one right here. So option 1 is, oh, do we need to add a box? Oh, okay, hang on. So then, okay, you know what I need to do? I need to add, I think you're talking about this one. And the question is, do I need to add another thing down here saying, do you want a box or not? Here, I'm going to just put option 3 is option 1 with a box. And then we're going to do option 4 is option 2 with a box. Right? Hopefully that helps. So like option 1 is 2 sets of cards. Option 2 is 3 sets of cards. And so then option 3 is with a box and option 4 is with a box. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that clears and that saves automatically right away, Donna. So why don't you go in there and see if that helps answer it. So yeah, that was for the hummingbird. So go in and see if that answers that for you. All right, so hi Sherry Martin. So here you guys go. We have a whole strip of the gems. So you have 3 eggs, you have 3 blue ones, and then 3 yellow ones, and they get split up between the cards. So whenever we have a strip of gems like this, where they're all in one kit for all the cards, what we try to do, or the majority, we try to put it as the top one underneath the golden ticket. And then here, oh, I know why I got it, because it's cut kind of crooked. So you can see my plaid stripes are slightly going downhill, or they're going uphill. That's why they gave me this one, because I was like, I don't care. By the time the card's all made, it won't be noticeable. We have a little strip here, so we're going to do this card first. Let's move these guys out of the way. Okay, so we started with our paper. So you guys, did you watch Rose Coleman do her technique class? Did you see how she struggle bust weaving her basket? So you guys, I did not cut my pieces of pastel shimmer using the die. This die is horrible. I'll tell you, mine is horrible. This thing right here cuts 1/8-inch strips. It is horrendous. My personal die was not good, but I'm like, wow, I could just cut strips of paper with a trimmer and not have to use the die. So what happens is I cut these for you. I personally did. Nobody else did it. And I can see now that I didn't cut mine as even as I would like to. So these two to me are perfect. This one is a little bit too thick. And because this one's a little thicker, you're going to see that it's going to be too tight of a squeeze. So right off the bat, I know that I need to just give this guy a little haircut. Just like that. So that strip is more in line with what you want to have. Even strips like this would work good, but instead of using that die, it was so much easier just to cut little strips. Hi, Jean Turtleligger. Back the camera. Back the camera. Back the camera back, please. Okay, is that all right now? I don't know. I got a little close so you guys can see what's going on. Or the coloring of my carrot. So here's your basket. It's already die cut for you. We'll do a little bit of weaving here soon. So that's that. This is for your happy Easter. Then this right here. This piece is the designer paper. And on the back side here are your flowers. The green monotone flowers, right? So if you like this side, you could always use that one too. This is some specialty paper. So it's got a gloss to it. And it's super thick and weird. I guess that's all I can say. Then Shy Shamrock here. Just do your dry fit. Make sure that that fits on there. Now, you can always, at this point, before you put glue on, if you're looking at it and you think, gosh, I wish that I saw a little bit less green border, you could always trim it on two sides and make it a little bit less. And I actually think I might do that. It looks like it's perfect. It's squared up, but I always like a 3/16 of a border. So like, I don't mind trimming a little bit off each side to see a little bit less green, like that. There, I'm good with that. All right, so let's throw you away. So you're ready to go over there. Then you have your white inside. Hi, Francis Rodriguez. I've missed you too. All right, and then you guys, this is some of the retired bordered, it's bordered ribbon. It's called Basic Beige. It's the older style that they have a new one now, but this was the older one. And we had a little bit of that to use up, so we thought, well, why not include that in people's kits? And then we've got some Shy Shamrock here for our base. So take your bone folder and burnish that. So it's hard to see it, but it is there on the embossed mat with the plaid folder. We did use a sponge dauber, and we sponge daubered some crumb cake ink over the lines. So the middle part gets covered up. So I start in the middle, and they call that the bruising. That's what I learned at Onstage. They call it the blending bruising. So I start off in the middle. That part's going to get covered up anyways. And I'm just going crossways. This really does demolish your dauber. So you want to not press quite so hard. It'll make it last a little bit longer, but you can see the difference there. It helps to illuminate it. And I'll go, you don't need to do the middle section, right? You're not going to see it. And by lightly hovering over the top, you get the raised area versus down deep. The harder you press, you will get some of that down in the cavity of the embossed area. But it's always better to add. You can't take it away. And we're just going around the horn with treble horn. All right, it's a brewer's saying, I guess, back in the 80s. Treble horn was the dude. All right, so there's our crumb cake. So let's put that there. Now this is going to get glued, and then these are going to get glued. Let's go ahead and connect some pieces here. Oh man, there it is. I was like, what is going on with my glue bottle? All right, let's do this one first. And that will go here. Yeah, I'm happy I trimmed off a little bit. Just a little bit less green is what I'm looking for. All right, so that looks nice. And then this one can go right onto your card base, like that. So for the ribbon, you're gonna have to grab a ribbon scissors, and what I would do is cut it in the middle at an angle, like that, okay? And then, oh no, I don't have any tearing tape up here. I used it all up last night. Can this girl make cards without tearing tape? Oh, do I phone a friend again? We can use glue dots. Oh man, the pickiest things ever. I love my tearing tape. So if you guys had asked me, do I like tearing tape better or glue dots better? I would definitely say tearing tape. I'm going to fold this in half, and we're going to put that along the edge here. So the one side that's already cut at a nice diagonal, I'm going to leave that. Oh, what would I give for a Klondike bar? What would I do for some tearing tape? Well, you know what I just found? I found this. Kelly had these from her kit class yesterday. I think we'll utilize that. All right. Then this one gets folded in half too. This is like when you go traveling, you don't pack all of your proper tools. It's like you have to improvise. So you have to be careful. The ribbon does fray a little bit. Ooh. So let's do that. How do you know when to use a sponge and when to use brushes when you're blending. So I know that when I'm blending over the top of an embossed thing like this, the sponge dauber works better for me because it's more of a flat surface. So it doesn't go down into the nooks and crannies so much. Where when you use a blending brush, the bristles get into it. So I generally use a blending brush when I'm doing on a flat surface like that. That would be one thing. I'm trying to think when else I would use one versus the other. I'm gonna end up using this guy up, I think. So since I started with these, I'm going to finish using these as well. All right, so I used my dimensionals here as a way to secure my ribbon. Let's think. Sometimes you can use daubers for other things like glue too, or sometimes shimmer paint. I would use a dauber versus using a blending brush as well. Okay, pay attention to your flowers because you don't want to put them on your card upside down. And what you can do is just center that top to bottom, left to right, and then grab your ribbon scissors. And you might end up having to trim this tail a little bit shorter so it doesn't hang off the edge of the card, and that's okay. So we're going to do that one and that one. We'll go back, get that guy, and I'm going to trim this one just a little because it's hanging off too. All right, perfect. That was just the way that I thought to add ribbon on this card. And then let's do some stamping. So we need to grab the pecan here, and we'll do Happy Easter, and Easter's on its way. So we've got pecan pie. You could use crumb cake or espresso too, but it seemed like pecan pie was the right color for this one. So there's that one. And then you flip it over, we've got Easter's on its way. Right in the center, near the top. And then I've got a chocolate bunny down there in the corner. So this looks like your bunny that's solid milk chocolate. And he's like, please don't eat me. But he's chocolate. Oh, you're welcome, Jane. I hope that helped a little bit. So, I mean, you could have, and here's another thing. You could always practice using blending brushes on certain things and using daubers on certain things. I found like when I'm blending on white cardstock, to use a dauber, you get sometimes streakiness. So this is the back. So with a dauber, you can get that. Now you can get that with blending brushes, but if you always starting off with a blending brush and working your way on, you don't get that bruising as much. All right, so that's the inside. Let's go ahead and glue that in. Wow, this glue making me work for it. All right, so let's open you up, pop you on the inside. Perfect. All right, now let's go back here, our basket. So Rose really was on the struggle bus when she did hers, and it was very entertaining watching her. But I guess how I do it, I'm going to start with the bottom one, I guess. And if you need to make them a hair thinner, now's the time to do it. But from the top on my right, I'm gonna go right in the middle. It doesn't matter where you are for this. This first one is by far the easiest one that you could possibly imagine doing. Now, where do you want it? I chose the bottom because blue is to me the darkest and it was the heaviest color. I put yellow in the middle because it's the softest and it kind of separated the blue and pink. The next one's pretty easy too because it follows the same route that the blue one took. So you've already got a good starting point. So there's a bigger gap down here. So wherever that gap is, it's going to help just to weave that through really easily. Oh, here, Kay Weir says she uses a wood skewer to help raise the slats. Made it easier to get the strips through. Perfect. All right, so this one to me, though, I want it on the top. So now I'm going to cram it all the way up. Now, the last one. The last one would be phenomenal if you followed the same pattern, because look how easy it is to go through there, right? But it's very loosey-goosey. What you really want is to do the opposite. You're going to go against the grain on this next one. So to go against the grain though, what you need to do is kind of help lift and push down as you do this. So I'm pushing with my fingernail down this one, and I'm bringing this one up. And so I'm doing that with my naughty finger on this one. So so I pushed up and there. Now with this next one, I want to push down. And this is going to be fine in the beginning, but as you do it more, it's going to get tougher and tougher, right? So now this one, I'm taking my thumb and pushing down. And back here, I'm going to push up like that. Look, so far so good. Now I'm going to push, when I get it right to the edge there, then I'm going to take and do the splits with it. And then I'm going to do the splits with it there, right? So, and sometimes it might help to look at it from the back side, right? So it went totally against. There it is. And then get it right to the edge. Hold the phone. Do the splits. Push it through, right? So get right to the edge. Hold the line. Do the splits. Push it through, right? One more, then it's good. So hold the line. Do the splits. Push through. Okay, look at that. It wasn't so bad. Hi, Dan Don. All right, now what you want to do is get them situated, right? The blue and the pink were pretty good. Now I want to center the yellow one in between the two. And once I have it situated, that looks good to me. What we're going to do is we're going to use some of these guys. Let's cut them. How tall is our basket? Like that. And we'll go like that. So we're going to put this one across the top. This one can go across the bottom. So by using these strips, it's going to hold our strips in place, right? So baskets popped up. Now that you have everything set, what I would do is take my scissors and I'm just going to cut right out. I'm going to follow the guide of the basket to trim off my little strips. Right, so just follow right up the basket, right up the basket, right up the basket. Right? So now these strips that I used, definitely they're double the width of the ones with the die cutting, right? So if you looked at these, they're only 1/8 of an inch. I used more like 1/4 of an inch. And if you wanted, you could have cut them a little thinner, but I thought it looked fine with having them be a little bit bigger of strips. Right now I have a little yellow hanging off the edge here, so I want to make sure I don't have that seen. Okay, so for our bunny, we need to grab the dies, and we'll need that one eventually. We need this dude, and we need a carrot. All right, so how I've got, so it's me, my apron wedge didn't save. I didn't press submit till I was sure on classes. Nothing was saved that I checked. I thought I saved everything till you press submit. Am I wrong? Okay, so Mimi, it has happened to me and other people when you are using the form, it does save it. Like that's a memory thing within your phone or your tablet or your computer. So I know, like, so Judy Immel's like, yeah, I went and I registered, but I'm like, I didn't see it. It didn't come through. I said, are you sure you hit submit? And she went back in, she pulled up her form and it was there and it was all saved, right? Now, it just depends if you, like, her screen was still there, right? So sometimes, as far as I know, it can save it, but I don't know if there's a reason why it didn't. So you guys, what I'm going to do, I have a die cutting machine. It's right. You can watch me here. Look at this. You can go with me over to do some die cutting. Look. So there's my hot mess over there of a little station. So, oh, sorry, honey. Didn't mean to scare you. So I keep my tape over here. And you guys don't generally see me die cut unless I do it right on the camera. But I have my Big Shot here. Is the oldest of all the old Big Shots in the that are available, I think. I got this Big Shot before I was a demonstrator. I don't know if anybody would remember what year Stampin' Up came out with a Big Shot like that. But I got it right when it came out, and I'm just getting to the point where the gears are slipping, and I have to consider grabbing one of mine from downstairs and replacing this one. It goes to the end, and at the end it kind of slips. So Susan Bellamy just got home, and she'll have to watch the beginning. Hi from Florida. Yay, hi Susan. So Susan too, if you don't mind redoing your April class registration, I had like 5 people that did it with the old version, or like the previous version, and then I redid it. If you don't mind doing it over, I would absolutely be amazed and appreciative. I think I gotta talk to Julie Bontranger if you're watching, Julie. And I know Susan Wormley, you had done it already too. There were 5 people that I'm gonna see if they would redo them. Okay, so I'm gonna pick off this stuff right here, and we're gonna attach the bunny to the stickiness here. Oh, look at you. That's where that went. So the bunny, I want to make sure that I can see his hand. And he's right about there. So this little bunny ear can come to the forward if it's over to the right. And then the other thing is the carrot. I want it to look like he's holding the carrot. So his hand is right there. And I did capture the carrot with some of that stickiness. Right? And then, thanks Susan Bellamy, I appreciate it. That is what I bought my Big Shot too, and still using it. Yeah, so what was like 2013 or so? I joined Stampin' Up in 2013, but I feel like I think I had my Big Shot over there before I became a demonstrator. And so just getting to the point where it's needing some assistance. I'm gonna put a little dimensional behind the ear and the carrot and the bunny here, right? And then the other thing I want to do is the basket the handle needs a little bit of help too. Donna Grushke, she registered. All registered. Yay! Was it okay, Donna? It wasn't too overwhelming, was it? Oh my gosh. I don't know if I felt bad or overwhelmed for people. I just thought, well, there's a lot of stuff going on for April, and I didn't want it to take forever for people to have to fill out the registration form, but I didn't want to miss anything either. Oh, thanks, Lori. So these pieces right here need to be a little bit smaller. And what we're going to do is they got to be skinny enough that you don't see them. And I'm going to pop them up in a few strategic spots. Wow, that went way over here. A few little spots here. So you got to make sure you cut it skinny enough though that they don't appear coming through the handle. Like this is just borderline a little too thick, but we are going to make it work. And right there. Oh, let's put you right there. Okay, so we'll pick these off. If they're not sticking good, they're going to peel right off when you pick at them. Let's get you back right there. Okay, so that one, that, and there's one left. Okay, when that's done, now you can go back to your card here, and we're going to set that right on the front. And then you have your Happy Easter. You're going to need to do a little haircut on this guy because it's one thing. So if you put that all down here, it covers up all your basket weaving, and you don't want to do covering that up. You don't want to show that. I mean, you want to show your basket weaving. You don't want to cover that up. So when you cut it in half, you have to make a decision. Are you okay with that side being a little bit less white and the rest being more white? And if you have a problem with that, you can still grab your paper trimmer here. And I would grab it because otherwise it's too hard to cut it in a straight line. Unless you like the haphazardness. But I'm going to trim these down a hair. Right? And then... So I've got the happy's going to go like that. So it's a little bit, so just know that the white piece of paper we gave you was a little bit bigger than what you really need it to be, unless you have a little bit bigger of a stamp. I want it a little less white. So we're going to take and do a haircut on this guy too. Let's go up there. And then just a little bit. Perfect. So that's where the little baby trimmer comes in really handy. Okay. So now we have a little bit less of the basket getting covered up. So you're going to want to grab a baby dimensional. That's going to go over there. And then I would put one on that side of the basket and one on that. Oh, it's actually the handle. So you got one on each side there. And it's for your happy. Happy, if you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. And then this one, though, I would definitely use a little bit of liquid glue on the left side. And the dimensional over here. There. Nice. So this one we have the Easter eggs in. So there's, hi Debbie Stone. We've got a couple. So I made one of them look like he was holding it in his hand. So you could be technical and take and like trace his hand out and put it underneath. I didn't go through that amount of work for it. I don't want to have to work that hard, but I want it to look nice. So we're going to put a couple little eggs right there. All right. And what could you Stella? You could Stella the whole basket if you want. Oh, it's juicy. Ooh. I'm afraid to use that right now. I don't want to commit right now to that. It was definitely like thick on the end. So, but yeah, I think that turned out really nice. I think it's good. And then you've got your inside. Easter's on its way. You could always color your bunny if you wanted to. Good deal. There was a lot of things. Just went slow. Checked it over. The fix for Kelly's paper pumpkin came through. So all good. Wonderful. Happy to hear that. All right. We got one done. All right. Yay. Let's see which card is next in the pile. I have a Post-it note on it. Ooh, our blue one is next. So let's, the white corner. Okay, let's see what that means for the white corner. Sometimes I don't know. All right, we have this guy is next. And he also used a little bunny. So this little die will get used. Perfect. All right, so I got that staged. All right, so we have the Easter egg. Oh, complete with a cat fur. Look at me, I got lucky. All right, let's get you. Oh, it's actually paper. It's not a cat fur. All right, so you have your Easter eggs. This paper really doesn't have a direction. It's non-directional. And then it's going to get matted on your azure. And then you'll have a white piece that goes in your rectangle. You have some of the pastel yellow shimmer. So don't worry about the middle. That gets covered up by the ribbon. What you're most concerned about is having everything aligning around the edge. So we'll come back to that. This is your stripe. The stripe. Which one of these has a recipe card? I can never remember the name of this one. Oh, we don't even have it on here. It's the stripes. All striped up or something. I know, it's pretty cool. You have to be really careful with this one, though, because the paper... Hi, Linda Hunt. The paper is... It will crack if you don't spritz it sometimes. So that's the background. And then we have a white piece. And then we have some azure ribbon. This ribbon, we found it. It was part of a combo pack that contained bubble bath, lemon lolly, and azure. It was from a couple years ago, but it was perfect for this card to have some azure ribbon right there. Now, when they take away our colored ribbons that match, we could end up, if they do, I don't know if they're going to do it completely, but there was so few ribbons in the new catalog, we could always have put like a piece of cardstock there. Like that could have worked. All right, so we can glue this piece. Let's figure out which side you like better, right? And then once you figure out what you like better, just glue it that way. I'm going to go with this side, getting the glue. Like that. That can go right on the card front. Oh, so my thing said white corner. I don't even know. I can't even tell if there's anything wrong. Nope, I can't even see anything. All right, so let's look at these guys now. The main thing is you want your height to be the same. And I'm looking at this, and the yellow is just a hair shorter, but then I'm going to put it this way and see once if it's better. Okay, it's still a hair, just a hair shorter. So what you can do, if you notice that, if you're picky like me, you could just trim off a hair on one side, and then you've got your height the same. So let's see if that did the trick. Yep, that did the trick. So now we're flush and flush. So when we glue this, we want to make sure we glue it so that we're like this, right? So with this, I'm going to use the liquid glue. It's a thick one. And then we're going to flip this over. Color white ribbon with your blends. Yeah, Kimberly, I definitely agree with that. But what right, I mean, there's only one white ribbon that's current at the moment, and it comes in a combo pack with Misty Moonlight, which is all great until you have to go buy like 20 rolls because it's a 2-yard ribbon pack. And so you end up with all the Misty Moonlights extra. So we just thought, you know what, why not use a pretty retired ribbon that matches perfectly? So that's what we ended up doing. So now that this, what I'm trying to do is make sure my top, my side, bottom, and the left are all great. Don't worry about the middle because this is going to go right through it. Yeah. And the other thing too is I'm going to put, I think what I'm going to do is put, so normally you guys, did you catch I don't have my tear and tape up here. I used it up last night designing the in color. What did I do last night? The create and play cards. So I used it up, and how many times did I go upstairs and downstairs and I forgot to bring tear and tape? So I'm going to put the little glue dots on the back of that. That's a more painful process. So I have, if you go right over the middle, I'm just seeing if you can see the seam. You can kind of see the seam through the middle. No, you guys can't because of the glare, but you can decide when you're doing something like this at home. If you put that right over the edge, then you really don't see a seam at all, right? So this has a little bit more yellow showing than that one. So what you could always do is test out over here. You could test it out and put the ribbon so that the left edge is over the right edge of the DSP, and that's about what I did there. Okay, so I've got the glue dot there, and then you know what I got here? I got these guys, so let's use them up. So I'll put one there, I'll put one there, and I love finishing sheets like this, so look at that. Perfect. So now that we've got that all figured out, the next step is to take this and put it right on the front of your card. Now, if you want to put the yellow on that side, you can, or you could flip it around and do the yellow on the other side. But do remember that your bunny needs to get put down. And I like the bunny on the right. So we're going to go like this. Oh, you're right, Carmen. I could use Scotch tape. I have Scotch tape up here. You're so smart. All right, Easter's on its way is stamped in Shy Shamrock. So we need to grab that. You know, you're so correct, Carmen. I could definitely be using Scotch tape. That is definitely an option. So we need the Easter's on its way, and we'll put Happy Easter on the inside. Oh, Susan Bellamy, thanks for doing the form over. I appreciate it. All right, so we need Shy Shamrock, which is one of the in colors that is retiring. And so if we look at the inside, I've got Happy Easter and then a bunny down there. So let's do the Happy Easter. That's good. And then we've got Easter's on its way. So when you stamp your Easter's on its way, just know that the bunny is going to be on the right. So you want to go a little bit more to the left. It's not centered. Definitely don't center it. And then if you wanted to add a little texture or color, you could always sponge the edges. I wonder if I have a sponge dauber here. just to give it something. So I didn't do it on the sample there, but you could take you could take your dauber and you could go around the edge and soften, because the textured note die is next, and that's in Shy Shamrock. So this softens the white against the green. Ah, that little corner is bent. Ha ha, I see it now. That little baby corner has just a slight curve to it. That's all right. I'll still use it. Right, so that softens it. All right, then we just need to stamp a bunny yet in crumb cake on the inside, and they are here and doity. Let's do this. Oh, Susan Wormley, thank you so much for redoing the form too. I think then there was only Julie Bontranger and one other person, if I'm not mistaken. We got you all caught up. So what happens now is that you guys redid it. Basically, I added by adding some more stuff to the form, it changed the format. So now everything's going to line up nicely because you redid it. So I'm going to put a little bunny right down here. Very good. All right. So now you guys know what I'm all about when I'm die cutting. So I'm just going to take my little guy, run over to the machine here, die cut it. Oh, honey, I scare you every time I do that, don't I? Yeah, Mom. Hi, babykins. All right, so here's our little dude. So when you cut stuff out and it's off a little bit and you want less of a margin, even if you do the die cutting, you could always take your scissors. If you see it and it's not exactly even like you like it, you can always trim a little bit more off of it, right? To make it more in line with the rest. So the tape I'm using leaves a little bit of a residue sometimes, so you can use your adhesive eraser to get that off. So we're going to flip this one over and we'll flip this over. And let's glue these things together. So this is the textured notes dies. There are a bunch of rectangles that are all nestling inside of each other. And then that can go right there. Perfect. Okay, so far so good. This guy will get popped up, as will his ears. So we're going to put a couple dimensionals up by his ears, and then we're going to grab this. We'll go like this first. Good. All right, let's grab this. So I do like to use those edges where it makes the most sense. One right there. And then we'll maybe finish that up with some little ones. If people only saw the backs of the cards, they'd see how we really put them together. All right. I've got this more to the left, right? Because I want to see the yellow and save a little room for my gems over there. But if you want to cover up more yellow and see more of the eggs, you could do that. It's just those little blue dots will get lost in the sauce over there. So let's go right about like that. Hello, Julie Bontranger. You just submitted to. Oh, you're amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll put a little bit of glue right there. And he's sitting right over here. Here comes Peter Cottontail, coming down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. There you go. I don't think you've ever heard me sing that one out loud. There's that. And then put one right there. All right, so we use the blue little guys on this one. What could you Stella? You could Stella the edge of your I'm afraid to use this though. It is like, oh yeah, you gotta go really lightly. I think Kelly must have had her hands on this Stella because it is primed and ready to go. But you could definitely Stella the edge of that label. There it is. Okay, very good. Cute little card. All right, so we've got 2 done now. And Honey looks very bored. So we've got these 2 all ready to go. And we'll keep on cruising to the next one. So I have another Post-it note on the next card. Let's see what this one's about. No name or no notes on it though. All right, this is our flirty one. Okay, we're gonna save the easiest one for last. How about that? All right, so this one also has a bunny, so we'll end up having to die cut this guy. So we'll get him all staged and ready to go. Honey, would you like to die cut this for me? No, Mom, I'm busy sleeping. Okay. Barbara says, I like these cards, but it's too late for this Easter, but it's not too late for next year's Easter. So this one is embossed with the eyelet embossing folder. Okay, that's good and done for you. And you guys have a bow in here, a little flirty bow. You have a little scallop in flirty. You have some Easter grass in the shy shamrock, a little strip for the happy Easter, a little lemon lolly scrap for your chickadee, a basket that is not going to be woven, and you have your stripes here, and the back is the crumb cake piece. Now, yeah, that's a lot prettier on that side, so we'll use that. You have a white mat, and then you have your gingham balmy blue ribbon. So let's see what we can do. First would be to do our corners here. Burnish them. And then for our designer paper, we can take that and let's adhere that to our card front. I have about 1/8 of an inch gap, and I can see right now that my green, if I had that, so this piece is a little bit longer, if I would have, I made it flush on the bottom because then I can trim off some of the top here that's white. And for that, I'm just going to use my paper scissors. That's how much extra there is. It's a little bit more than normal. So let's take your scissors and trim that off. And glue dots. Oh, Scotch tape, glue dots. Let's just use our Scotch tape. I'm sorry. Glue dots. So grab that. So I have the same thing here. You don't generally see through the ribbon. So you gotta just figure out where you want to put this. I'm gonna have it flush so that when I have the right edge of the ribbon, it's with the right edge of the designer paper. That's what I'm gonna do. And use another glue dot right there. See if that stayed straight. It did. All right, so that's there. And then what we'll do is put another glue dot right there. Grab your liquid glue, and then that can go right to the front of the card. Keeping that designer paper on the left. So you've got your flirty with balmy, and then a pastel on the left. Like that. All right, so far so good. So we need to stamp a little chickadee, and we're gonna do that in pecan pie. So let's grab pecan back. And he is floating right around here. It's a little dude. So I gave you a big scrap. You could actually get 2 little dudes on there if you wanted, but there's the little dude. And we need Happy Easter, so let's go ahead and stamp that. That goes on this piece. Now on this one, I didn't trim it. I left it the size, so when you go to stamp, try to make sure you get it centered, top to bottom, left to right. Okay, perfect. The inside has Easter's on its way, and then another bunny and pecan. So let's grab our white. And he's the flippy, no, he's the not the flippy floppy one. He's this dude right here. Whoa. Okay, pecan pie, we'll do that. He's so cute. And then we'll grab Flirty Flamingo. For the Easter's on its way. And we'll need to clean because that one hasn't been used. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Interesting how squeaky that is. All right, so Easter's on its way is going to be in Flirty. You could use pecan, you could use shy shamrock, you could use balmy, but for some reason this Flirty Flamingo really captured my heart on the inside. And that's it for Flirty. She just made a quick entrance and she is leaving just as fast as she came. Let's flip that over. And adhere. Faye said she did get 2 little chicks on that little square. Perfect. Yeah, there was definitely room for 2. But I think Karen Wetstein, you helped me cut these. I couldn't have imagined giving everybody a little yellow piece that was that big. That just seemed too small. All right, so let's see what we got here. I know that the scallop can get glued down. So let's put a little bit of liquid glue there. And it should fit perfectly across this basket like that. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna go die cut. I'm gonna grab my little dude here. He's right here. Look at the little guy. He's so adorable. It's like, hi. I just want to hang out and have fun. He talks like honey, doesn't he? All right, I'll be back, said Arnold Schwarzenegger. One moment, please. All right, very good. Here's the little dude. Here's the big dude. Perfect. All right. For adhering these, I would do the same concept that we did before. So I have this guy, nice. Let's use you across here. We're going to use that to adhere our bunny to it. And then over here, look at this. We'll use that guy. Ooh, yeah. Perfect length. So pick those off. And so our bunny's going to get attached to the dimensional. His little ear is in front of the handle. You can see his paws. So he's right about there, right? He needs his ears to be popped up along with his head, right? And let's look at the spacing on stuff. I'm going to use a glue dot for this. So we're going to put that right in the middle and attach that to the middle of the basket. I just want to see how that competes with his ears. It should be fine, right? So the basket's got its bow. And I'm waiting to figure out, okay, let's just measure because I have a sample here. Oh man, the ruler's not here. There's one over here though. I'm just gonna say we're about 3/4 of an inch from the top. So right about there. So you don't want to center this basket. The thing is, there's this down here. So we tried to make that even with that. So I'm gonna go up a little bit. And I tried to mask the ribbon So I'm hiding the ribbon behind here because it kind of looks weird to have the ribbon sticking out to the left or above the bunny. So what I'm trying to do is hide it so that it's coming out just a little bit there, and then you see it here and you see it here. So something about that. This is going to go down here. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add a little grass, right? So that's kind of what I got going on. The little guy here, he needs to have 2 dimensionals behind him. And he's going to tuck in right there. And he needs his little nose colored. So don't forget to do his nose. So I'm just going to grab a marker. Put a little orange there for him. All right, then this one, I'm going to run some dimensionals across that as well. So we got about that much. I wonder if that's going to be too thick. I'm going to run that way along the bottom. Like that. And then what, I was just going to say, I would put tear tape across the top. But I don't have tear tape. So we're going to do a glue dot, aka non-committal dot, and we're going to put one right there. And I'm not going to press down really hard because I want to be able to tuck my grass down. So the part that's flat is going to kind of overlap the basket a little bit. I'm centering it left to right. I didn't push down really hard because I still want to get my grass in here. So run a little bit of glue right there. And now you can plant your grass. Okay, you can kind of get, you could go a little higher, you could go a little lower. I'm going to tuck it in so it spans the length of the basket. It's just a hair shorter than the basket, but that's okay. So we got grass growing out there. Now I'm going to push this down because now everything's nice and secure. Oh, you know what I forgot to do, guys? I forgot to put dimensionals on my handle back. Let's see if this will work, though. Let's go like this. We'll bring it back. Oh, nice. So because we have a bow here, look at that. We could do that and that. Well, I just got way more than what I wanted, but man. All right. This one's going to go right there. Hang tight. I got to get these off my fingers. There. And then let's pick these off. And then I've got some skinny dudes here. I'll flip that back. We'll put one right there. That might be enough. We want to make sure his little ear comes right back over that. That's what we needed. Okay. Are you wondering where we put the gems? Well, this card doesn't have any because I forgot to put them on there. But the yellow, they call me mellow yellow, fit perfectly on the side there. And you could even do one like that to show it off. The yellow accents the little yellow chickadee. So look at that. So there were 3 different types of embellishments in that Easter assortment pack. And so we got to use them on the 3 different cards. And now, we had a lot of Easter bunny fun. So we got to the last card and we thought to ourselves, we need to give them a break. They've been working out a lot. So we're going to do a card that uses the designer paper but doesn't necessarily use the Easter bunnies. Let's see if that works. There, that's good. There we go. We've got 3 done so far. I'm glad you like it. So we've got these 3 done. Cute little Easter cards. And again, I know that Barbara said it's kind of late to get the cards for class if you wanted to hand them out for Easter because Easter's coming up soon. But you could always have them be an investment in the future and make them for next year's Easter. All right, this last card then is the easy one, as far as I know it is. Easy, and it's more springy. And we made it say, you're on my mind, and in my heart with a little flower down there. And that set that we used is from a set called Forever Florals. So this is what we're featuring for Let's Just Stamp next month. So that's where the words come from. And this is the one we added the little slip of paper in. Faye says, I love all 4 of these Easter cards, especially the woven basket. Good. Well, hopefully showing you that woven basket showed you that it's not really complicated, and you don't have to use that die cut. So we definitely were strategic with this piece, you guys. We cut this label out of here, and we cut a ticket. You're wondering about this ticket. It's actually for ink, paper, scissors next month. But the main thing is that when you put your green piece over here and you center it top to bottom, that you don't have any holes exposed. So that's the main thing. Then you have your flower DSP here. Carmen Sanders, does this look familiar? Carmen helped me cut this paper. And then we have, these are the 2 labels that are part of the Forever Florals. So we have one going up and one going sideways. And then you have a white inside, 2 ribbons. One is a bordered ribbon. That was the in color ribbon that matched the beige ribbon from earlier in the night. And then we've got Bubble Bath. The Bubble Bath comes with it's the Valentine's Day suite. So we're going to just take that ribbon and cut it in half, right? So there's 12 inches there. It's enough to run across the front of the card. And then you can go ahead and burnish this edge here. Good deal. All right, so let's get, I guess you could say, let's get jiggy with it. We have some stamping, but not a lot of stamping. So we'll grab our Shy Shamrock ink pad, and we will stamp You're on My Mind and In My Heart. All in the Shy Shamrock. And then here's this one. And then the other thing we used is a flower. Perfecto, changeo. And then we've got a flower. Oh, I almost dropped that flower. And we're gonna put that right down there. And then, because we can, we're gonna use the pink, the pretty in pink, and we'll color in our flower. You could leave it green, but I think this one looks nice colored in with a blend or whatever kind of marker you have. And then I've got the light Shy Shamrock. Just color in your stem and your leaf. There's that. All right, done with the green ink. All right, let's get glue happy. What can we get glue happy with? We can glue these 2 things down. How's that? And we can glue this down. All right, all 3. Here we go. So this one, so we embossed this pink piece with the beautiful Patterns embossing folder. This side is super boring. Wow, I just realized that that was the back of that. I don't think I even realized that. It's very monochromatic with blue and white, and it's really hard to even see the pattern. I bet you're happy that we didn't use that side. All right, green side, oh, green inside. Let's put our white mat on here. And then our pink goes down. And that pink is your normal 5 1/4 by 4. And then what happened is we have a green arm through the middle. We made it 5 1/2. So, oh, I got ahead of myself. So, oh man, I don't tear tape. Okay, we're going to grab the Scotch tape, Carmen. We need ribbon behind this layer. I got glue happy, didn't I? I sure did. And you know what? I actually have, you guys are going to laugh at this. Oh my gosh. Okay. I can't even tell you the last time I used this. You're going to be disgusted, I think. Don't judge. This is my double-sided tape, and it's pretty hairy. I don't know if you can see all the cat fur on it, but oh my gosh, I haven't used this for forever. But, oh man, I don't think I'll clean that later, but I had to pull off all of that, and we're going to put that in the garbage because you know what? I probably haven't used this for probably 5 or 6 years, but this is double-sided tape. The Scotch probably brand. And I should have pulled it out sooner, but you know, we tried to just use glue dots. All right. So this is what happens when you get glue happy. You have to struggle bus it. So we're going to make it work though. So you have to cut that bubble bath in the middle, and then you should have enough to do 2 tails on each side, 2 scoops. Right, and we're gonna put these right next to each other. Okay, nice. So the tape is still hairy because there's hair stuck on the sides. Oh, whoever is gonna get this card will not even know how much love is in this card, because all the pets, oh man, all the pets love the tape. Okay, there we go. So now we can put this onto our front here. Okay, before you do that, I might recommend just taking this and measuring. Oh, good job. All right, it's like spot on. If your green is just a little long, you could potentially have trimmed it, right, before. So let's get this centered on here. Okay, then this is gonna go flat. So let's grab some liquid glue. Put that all the way around the edges. Nice, easy layout. Centered top to bottom, flush on the sides. All right, so it would have been okay to not give you the green because the card would have looked fine. But I will say having that green border on the top and the bottom really does bring it home. All right, you're gonna need to cut your ribbon in half. Right in the middle, diagonally would be nice. Like that. Oh, tearing tape. Hi, Paulette. In Canada, you got 2 packages. We'll be making the basket cards for sure. Wonderful. You're very welcome. Happy to share. All right. We're going to use our fur-ridden Scotch tape here. This tape dispenser is probably like 30 years old if I had to guess. Like my mom probably gave it to me. All right. This whole waiting in the wings thing, let's see if that could go over there. And then what you're going to do is grab the tear and tape on the right hand side behind, catch that, and then you're going to bring it down to make a loop, and then you're going to bring it back. And depending on how much you put back there, you won't have to trim your tail. So if you get it just right, just like that, you don't have to trim the tail at all if you cut it diagonally in half. All right, so that's good. And then let's do the same thing on the, I'll flip it over and do the other side. All right, so just a loop, and again, you should have enough to do a little tail. All right. Thanks for suggesting the Scotch tape, Carmen. I appreciate it. Oh, can you guys see the cat furs down there like stuck? Yep, that's how that goes. So I don't want the stickiness to be there. So you can take an embossing buddy to kind of take the stick away, or what you can do is load this full of dimensionals. I want this to be raised. So let's just do that. And if you don't put something over the top of it, it's going to want to stick there. So yes, I'm being overly aggressive with my my dimensionals. It's okay. They're babies. There. See, it's still sticky there, but try to get some of that off of there. And then this is going to get adhered to the pink label. Oh, there's one more right there. And then this one, make sure when you're doing the label that it's more vertical. And then I'm going to pop that onto here. I'd say something like that. I'm looking the peaks lining up like that. And centered, good. And then this one can get a little bit of liquid glue. As long as you get it across the top and the bottom, you should be good because you got the ribbon going through the middle there. So if you're looking for a simple card layout, but really pretty, and you can wow it up, a strip of DSP, right, a little bit taller with a border, and then a embossed mat, some labels in the middle, like super cool. We've got rhinestone cowboys in here for you. So of course that one doesn't have gems, but I've got a little one and a medium one. And then I'll put the other, oh, like right there. That looks nice. You could also have put it down here somewhere, but I think it looks good on the label. Whew. Put those scissors away. They did their job tonight. Tear and tape, disappointed. They didn't even show up to the party. Wow. Mini glue dots, they came in very handy tonight. Mental note, grab tear and tape by the next time I go downstairs. It worked in a pinch. It sure did. And it was, oh, you know what? I have to say that Scotch tape, oh, man. I don't remember the last time I used that Scotch tape, that double-sided Scotch tape. But it did. It worked in a pinch. It's always there. Tried and true. And hairy. Oh, tell me which one's your favorite. And I'll tell you which one's mine. Oh, I know Faye Gabi said she liked this one. I do too. I mean, they're all great. Like, I can't say that there's a bad one, but like, they're all adorable. This little guy is like, oh, it's so cute. I like this one because of the basket weaving. I definitely like that concept. So I think that's what I would pick for my favorite. But again, they're all neat and amazing in their own ways. So, all right, let's put that away. Put our markers back over there. And let's clean the stamps really quick. I've got my Shamawama Clean You. So this will be the complete of the Sweet Bundle class for the month of March. We have 2 more classes coming up this month. And because it's the 26th, but we still got 2 more. Tomorrow, you guys, I have at 2 o'clock, I'm planning to do share a recipe, create a card, inspire others. Are you done already?
No. I left my shoes.
I wondered about your shoes.
Yeah.
If you need them or not.
They're finishing up the stamping, and then they'll have to do a little bit of fussy cutting and assembly at home.
Okay. All right, but you're on target for 8?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good job. I'm about done, too.
Well,
Yay.
look at you.
So we've got Share, Create, Inspire tomorrow at 2 Scoop Central. And then I'm going to sneak in a past class showcase, especially for Shirley Natali. She's waiting on the edge of her seat for it. And I promised that I would do that. So it was just, oh man, I don't even know how I would have even fit that in this afternoon. But we are going to do it between tomorrow and Saturday. I just don't know when. I got to coordinate that. And then on Monday night, we have the Cute as a Bug class. And that is the ink, paper, scissors for the month of March. And then that takes us to days. Let's see here. What does our calendar say? That's so crazy, you guys. The March just flew in. March 31st is Tuesday. So I've got 1 class on the 30th, and there's no classes. I don't think there's any classes on the 31st. Okay. All right. So I still have 2 more lives for you. 3 more lives, including the showcase. So, all right, let me grab my book. I have it sitting right here. And we're going to do a random number generator. Sherry Ott said the weaving basket. Debbie said all are cute, but she likes the azure. Nice. Send me more recipe cards. Yes. Connie Moore, look at me writing a post-it note. Things got to get written down. I will send you more. I'll put them in the mail in an envelope so that you're not waiting for them in your package. How does that sound? I'll mail them in an oversized envelope. I got a post-it note, okay? We're good to go. And we're going to go here. So, let's see. Barbara likes them all. They're all cute. Lori says you love these cards. You love the bunny with the woven basket. Good. The basket weaving for Susan Bellamy. Karen says the azure. Oh, I love it. So I'll be honest. I don't use azure a lot. You guys, this might be the first time you've ever seen me use azure in a class. And I'm so happy I had some of that azure ribbon left over. That ribbon actually has a little bit of a shimmer to it, so it really makes it pop. So yeah, so a couple of you like the azure. I like it. All right, so I think I counted up 10 people who placed orders to get the class for free. So I'm going to grab my random number generator and I will pop it down here. So I said 10, so let's put 10 in here and we're going to click generate. It's 10! Look at that. So 10 was Dar McCarthy. All right, Dar McCarthy is the winner of door prize. Yay. So I will have that for her. She's a local gal to me, so I can just hand deliver. Well, she can do porch pickup when I see her. Awesome. So I do know, so I was just looking at this and I see Sherry Ott, you're watching right now. So I had last week when I did my drawings, I had Sherry Ott, Pat Shee Bischoff, Lynn Beasley, and Leslie McMinn all win a stamp set for me. And I can't say that I'm a slacker in general, but I was a slacker with them. I took a picture of the stamp sets that I have, but in the interim, I got one more stamp set to add to the pile. So I'm going to retake the picture and I'm going to send it to Sherry Ott, be on standby. I'm going to send it to you first because you won first. I'm going to let you pick first. And then I'll retake the picture and let Pat pick. And then I'll let Lynn pick. And then I'll let Leslie pick. So, yeah, so that's coming your way, you guys. My plan is to make sure that all of you get classes from me on a regular basis. So what I'll do is I'll put the stamp set in with your April package. So in the back of my mind, I got a little time to finagle that with you guys. So, all right, let's see what else here. Lynn says she likes the Easter, the Happy Easter as her favorite. Well, there's 2 Happy Easters, so they might both be your favorite. All right. What am I forgetting? You guys, I was doing the showcase this afternoon and I almost completely forgot to show off the In Color retirement class. And the only reason I remembered is I looked over just as I was done being, like, I was saying goodbye to everybody. And I looked over, I'm like, wait, there's a whole nother pile of cards that are sitting here. And here it turns out, you guys, I hadn't even put them into the class registration. So yeah, I'm glad that we figured that out. So, all right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, and I don't have anything else, it's about 10 to 8. So we did really good. We were starting up a few minutes late, but we made up some time. And my goal is always to be done about 8 o'clock. So not 2 hours for a class is really good, I think. So Kelly's finishing up. So Kelly started at 5:30 down there, and she's just wrapping up in 10 minutes. She should be done. So they been going for 2.5 hours for class. But that's about right to make 4 cards, right? All right. I think we're good. I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around except for Honey. And if you guys want to see her, let's see if I can do this without disrupting the flow. So this is where I'm sitting in Kelly's seat, or normally, or Diane when they design with me. And so I usually sit over here. And so look who stole my chair. Honey. Aw. Oh, there she is. She's like, Mom, I'm trying to sleep. Oh, big deep sigh. So Honey has stole my chair. So so Honey will sleep in this chair too. Oh, there it is. Honey will sleep in this chair too. So we kind of like swapped chairs. I don't know where the boys are. The boys are off somewhere else gallivanting around the house or snoozing somewhere. But there you go. Yeah, sweet dreams to Honey. She's like, oh, her eyes just rolled back in her head. Oh my goodness. She's like, Mom, you're so annoying. Stop talking. All right, you guys. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. We will see you probably tomorrow. No, we'll see you tomorrow at 2 for certain. And then we'll see you sometime for a showcase as well, right? So those are on my radar. I won't forget. All right. Love ya. Bye, guys.